Today we're going to do Unit 28, Lesson 4 of the language program. We'll start in Phonemic Awareness and Phonics, Step 1, and we'll review the sound spelling patterns for the all suffix. Pronunciation can be affected when specific sequences of letters occur. For example, CI is often pronounced si, as in city. However, when CI is followed by AL, the suffix, its sound changes to sh, as in artificial. Similar changes occur when certain other letter combinations precede the suffix AL or al. Make sure you're on page 163 in your interactive textbook. We are going to say each word in the first column, identify the pronunciation of the underlined letters, label the column with the correct sound from the sound bank, read the words in the column, and then repeat the same process for the remaining columns. One of the sound patterns in the sound bank is used twice. If needed, use the pronunciation markings in a dictionary to identify the sound for the part of the word spelled C-I-T-I-D-U or T-U. In this first column, we have the word official, social, and special. Say them with me. Official, social, special. The CI is pronounced sh. Official, social, special. So we are going to write the sound sh in the blank here. Good. The second one, partial, residential, sequential. Partial, residential, sequential. Here the TI makes the sh sound. Do you hear it? Partial. Partial. So we're going to write sh again. Our next column is individual, gradual, and residual. Individual, gradual, residual. The DU in all of these words sounds like Jew, individual. So let's write the Jew sound there. Our last column here is virtual, factual, intellectual. Virtual, factual, intellectual. If you said that sounds like chew, you were correct. Let's write the chew sound. In our word recognition and spelling step today, we are going to create and present a mnemonic to help remember how to spell easily confused word pairs. Let's review. In English, some words sound the same but are spelled differently. These words are called homophones. For example, through, T-H-R-E-W, and T-H-R-O-U-G-H are homophones. It is necessary to know the context in which the word is being used in order to spell a homophone correctly. Other word pairs look and sound similar. They may even have similar meanings, but they can function differently in sentences. These words can be easily confused. It is important to spell the right word to fit the context. For example, picture and pitcher are pronounced similarly and can be the same part of speech, but they have different meanings. A mnemonic is a device or memory trick that helps you remember something. You can use the spelling, meaning, or part of speech of a word to create a mnemonic to help you remember how the word is spelled. The word and word strategy that you see on your screen involves using a smaller word from within one of the pair of easily confused words to differentiate between those two words. The find a pattern strategy ties together a feature of spelling with a meaning cue. A sentence cue strategy helps to differentiate the pronunciations, spellings, and meanings of easily confused words and through use of context. And the create an image strategy involves creating an association with the configuration of letters in a word to remember the distinction between it and an easily confused word. Look at these confusing word pairs. We have homophones such as aunt and aunt, or aunt, as some people say, claws and claws, the flu or flu, pause and pause. These words are picture and pitcher, and through and through. What I'd like you to do is to create a mnemonic for 3 of these word pairs. Choose any 3, create the mnemonic, and share it with me. In step 3 today, we are going to use the meanings of prefixes, base words, roots, and suffixes to define words. Let's look at these prefixes, roots, and suffixes here. Our first one is mal or mal. The prefix mal means bad, badly, or abnormal. Grad or gress means step or degree. And all, eol, and uol is relating to or characterized by. The suffix al sometimes is preceded by the letter I or a. Each of these letters can connect to al to the root. They are called connectives. IAL and UAL have the same meaning as the suffix al, which means relating to or characterized by. Now let's go to page 164 in your interactive textbook. Read each word, match the word to its definition, and use your knowledge of prefixes, roots, and base words and suffixes. Try this page by yourself, pause the video, and we'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, let's look at the answers. Number 1, gradual. Gradual means progressing by regular degrees. Number 2, malodorous. That means having a bad odor. Progress, to step forward, movement toward a goal. Adverbial means relating to an adverb. Factual means characterized by fact. Let's look at the answers to these questions. What word means the same as malodorous? Yep, smelly. What word means the opposite of progress? Regress is your answer. Which word means the opposite of factual? Imaginary. The words from the exercise above that have connectives are gradual, adverbial, and factual. Remember that connectives are this extra letter that makes the word sound better. Because we couldn't say grad-al, we would say gradual. Adverbial has the I in there as its connective. Because you wouldn't say adverbal, you say adverbial. And factual, the U is the connective. Explain the function of a connective. Well, we just did that. A connective is a letter that connects the suffix to the root or base word. For the suffix al, it can be an I or a U. Your goal in step 4 today is to identify present perfect tense verbs and adjectival clauses in sentences. Let's review. A verb in the present perfect tense has the present tense form of the verb have and the past participle of a verb. For example, has caught or has grown. A verb in the present perfect tense is used to tell about an action occurring at an unspecified time in the past or an action occurring in the past and continuing into the present. Let's look at page 165 in your interactive text. Read each sentence, read the answer choices, select the one that is in the present perfect tense and write it on the blank. More than one answer may sound correct, but only one is in the present perfect tense. Determine if the verb phrase expresses an action occurring at an unspecified time in the past or an action occurring in the past and continuing in the present. Number 1, I saw Ansel Adams's photos, which blank in the museum since 1976. Which one works in that sentence? If you said have hung, you would be correct. Have hung. Good. Number 2, many people blank much about photography by studying Adams's prints. If you said have learned, you are correct. Number 3, my family blank a print of the picture monolith for a long time. Yep, has had. My friend blank a new digital camera as a gift. has received. Good job. And number 5, Adams's landscape images blank many aspiring photographers. If you said have influenced, you would be correct. Now this part, we are going to look at the number 1, and we're going to say, did it happen at an unspecified time in the past, or it started in the past and it continues into the present? Okay, number 1, Ansel Adams photos have hung in the museum since 1976. Now it hasn't ended yet, so we are going to say it's continuing into the present. Number 2, many people have learned much about photography. Well, yep, that is true. We don't know if it's still happening from that sentence, but we do know it happened in an unspecified time in the past. Number 3, my family has had a picture for a long time. So they still have it, right? Seems like they do. Let's mark it started in the past and it continues into the present. Number 4, my friend has received a new digital camera as a gift. Yeah, it happened in the past. We don't know when. My friend is not going to continue to get the gift. My friend already got the gift. And number 5, Adams's landscape images have influenced many aspiring photographers. Yeah, they are still being influenced. That have Step 5 of this lesson, our listening and reading comprehension step, will consist today of you reading a selection, responding to comprehension questions, and using a structured note-taking process to analyze text structure and identify a specific information to build comprehension. So open up your text connection number 7 file, or go to the back of your book, page C54, in your interactive text. We've already done several of these activities in here. Today, you are going to go through and reread this selection independently. Then you will answer the comprehension questions in the margin. Answer everything over here. Also, do the take note section. Go through all 5 pages, and when you're done, you can turn that into me. In the Ellis Island selection that you just read, you saw so many descriptions. You saw details about what the people on the boat saw, what they heard, what they smelled. You heard about details about what they could feel. Now you are going to do the same. Think of a place that you can picture vividly in your mind. Write a descriptive paragraph in which you describe this place in detail. Explain how the place made you feel. Include sensory details to bring the place to life for the reader. Be sure to use correct paragraph structure, including a topic sentence, body sentences, and a concluding sentence. So, what is the topic? It's a place you can picture in your mind. Now, what are you being asked to write? You're being asked to write a descriptive paragraph. And what is your purpose for writing? You're going to describe the place so the reader can visualize it. If you have any questions, you can email me or ask me. And when you're done, be sure to turn it in. Have a good day.